Mississippi University for Women, Nora Miller. Good morning, ma'am. How are you? It's good to have you. And
Good
I see
morning.
you're in the confines of a warm place, and that's good. Uh,
Yeah,
how's the weather been there?
it is very, very cold and everything's kind of iced over. So I was going to take this from my office, but I stayed here at the house and I've been sitting here by the window for over half an hour and I haven't seen a single car go by. So
No, no.
people are being
At
careful
least
and staying home.
I think one of the things that the pandemic did, it showed that we can operate from home for a limited time, and understand now that this is going to be, a lot shorter than the pandemic. But if we do have to just call it quits and do it from the house for a couple of days, we're not going to die from that, and things will march on. So that's good news, because I've seen times in Mississippi where it's almost part of our religion for the good old boys to go out there and see if they can make it when somebody says you shouldn't be doing it. And it's part of our native blood as Mississippians. All right, kind of let this unfold a little bit. We got word that there was and we've been doing this for a long time now, because with this study committee, or this effort to understand, we need that update of the name if you're going to compete. And I think we've talked with the university presidents of Ole Miss, Mississippi State before, some incredible gentlemen, and everybody knows that the university structure is under fire now. I mean, it's very competitive out there. It's a changing world, and when you see that there are some things you need to change, if you don't do it, it's not going to work out in the end. But your synopsis of where we are right now with this effort to at least change.
Well, right now we're taking a little bit of a pause. We had announced our proposed name last week, and we've been getting a lot of feedback, and some of that is very constructive feedback. So we have hit the pause button. We are listening and reflecting on the constructive feedback, and I feel confident that we are going to be able to come up with a name that our alumni can support and that we can move forward with.
How many names did you ultimately end up with? But now the name that was chosen was Brightwell. The first
Right,
thing most of us are going to do is the first thing most people are going to do is look at it and says, well, how does that name attach? What's the lineage of this, and how does it play into this one? And then they find out it's just a good name. It doesn't have any relatives hanging around as far as the old name, and then that kind of put people off a little bit. But where did Brightwell come up with? Is it just because it's a good name?
Well, we set some parameters for any name. One was we heard loud and clear from our alumni and our faculty that they did not want a regional or geographic name. Feeling was that just doesn't capture the unique qualities, the personal qualities of our university. So we said no compass points, no directions, no locations. Then we decided no historic names or surnames, just because that's dangerous these days. You don't know, going back a few generations, what may have happened,
Yeah.
or what 50 years from now, what may be totally acceptable now won't be 50 years in the future. So no surnames. And then where we made a mistake, and I'll admit that, we said that, for over 100 years, RW was for women. And we didn't want to just grasp at W names to satisfy that. We wanted to honor our history in other ways, but didn't want to, RW is women. And that was our mistake. Because for over 41 years, the W has been not just for women, but it has been for everyone. And we all have our
Call the
own,
W.
we all have our own W experience, memories, warm place in our heart. So that was our tactical error, was in saying
Yes.
we're not going to use the W name. So we have heard the pushback on that. So
All right.
we're the
Well,
Brightwell.
but if No, I was just going to say, if you decided to do that, it does, and I'm a marketing kind of guy, then you've put a task on me. Okay, Paul, get in this room and come up with something that's going to placate both of those sides, and I'm going to come out with less hair than I have now because I mean you've limited me, and I don't know where to go with that one. How's W going to fit into this? Were there any suggestions that did placate those two or that satisfy both of those?
We are working on that. This is the announcement came out last Monday, so we're just 1 week in. So we are going to gather more information and see what can be acceptable. And this time, we will share prospective names with a larger community and get more feedback on those.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for you to tell me, and we would share it across the state on this network, and see which, if you got 2 or 3 different ones, which ones, because you're in almost a task that's not winnable. I mean, you can't. It's almost like talk radio show host. You're not going to please everybody, and you're going to have the few that you don't please are going to be very, very vocal. But so it's not an easy task to do this.
Well, I think you may have hit on one. W's winnable. No, we will
true.
come up with something that we can get support for.
I said earlier, but your parameters would not have this. When it would be the Magnolia University of Mississippi, and I thought, well, that's not going to work in this particular case, but it would keep some of the W in there because Magnolia University of Mississippi is MUM, and that's mum. And that's about as close as I could get with that one. So as a creative guy, I'm through. I'm leaving the room and let you do it. Is there a timetable for this?
Yes, there is. We know that the deadline for legislation to be introduced is February 13th. So we've got a short time frame,
February 13th.
But we can do it. Mm-hmm.
I thank you for coming on, and please don't be a stranger. But while we have you on here, a lot of people don't know about MUW, and it's got the lowest debt, a top choice for transfers. I'm reading some of it, a top school. There are a lot of things going on there, and your percentage of students now it continues to grow as male and female. So here's a little bit of a chance for you to hawk some of the things going on at MUW. But tell us about what it looks like.
Well, I'll tell you why. The reason for the name change. One is that we want a name that is more inclusive. And secondly, we want our elevator speech to be about what we are and not what we're not. When people see our name, Mississippi University for Women, they're not familiar with us. They'll say, oh, you're an all-women's college. No. Oh, you must be a private college. No. So our 3 minutes are taken up with talking about what we're not, and we have so many positive things to talk about. Our students graduate with the least amount of debt of students from any regional university in the South. We have the best nursing school. We are a best value. We are, the part of this whole exercise that has come up with our branding, really, that part of it really nailed who we are. And this came forward in focus groups with students, faculty, staff, community members, that we are empowering.
President Miller,
we're supportive.
Could you hold on a minute? We got a break that's going to come up. I don't want it to cut you off. But you did hit on something in marketing, and people know this, especially in our audience. If that 3-minute window you're talking about, if the first things you have, the introductory, has to be to explain the product, then you've got a problem. Explain who you are, what the product is, then you've got a problem. And that's true in all sales. We got more coming up, and we'll continue this conversation with Nora Miller, who is the president of Mississippi University for Women, at least for the time being. Back with more coming up there. We might even get above freezing a little bit tomorrow in some areas of the state. I don't know. But another frontal system's coming through midweek, and it looks like a possibility of more freezing rain or snow, the possibility, so we'll talk about that a little bit later on. The president of MUW, Mississippi University for Women, Nora Miller, is with us. And you were saying, ma'am, as far as the the favorite things that are going on there, the things that are drawing people in, because the undergraduate majors and programs there are finding favor with a lot of people, not only in this state but out of state, who want to come and take a look at that. And once they get past the gentlemen, once they get past the MUW part of that, it's a done deal.
Right. We have a wonderful atmosphere, small classes, personal attention. Faculty really get to know our students. Our students get to know our faculty, by name. And it's a great atmosphere. We are, as I said, we are supportive. We're inclusive. We have some great traditions, and we are forging new traditions every day.
Mm-hmm. Are there some things that MUW is known for as far as the majors and programs that some of the other universities are not as strong in?
Well, our largest program is our nursing program. We produce more baccalaureate degree nurses than any other school in the state, and our graduates leave, with job offers as they walk out the door. So that is very important, and we know that the state is short on nurses. So we would love to be able to expand our nursing program so that we can admit more students. We have to turn good students away because we don't have room for them. We have strong liberal arts programs. Our culinary arts, we just built a state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot culinary arts building. And we're one of the very few institutions that offer a baccalaureate degree in culinary arts with specialties in entrepreneurship, in food photography, food writing. There are a number of ways that that degree can be used, and they have wonderful internships and just great opportunities.
Now, help me on this one, because I have no idea. Is the culinary arts all the way into the cooking process, not only the study of food, but you actually prepare meals and do things such as that?
Oh, yes. We have beautiful kitchens, preparatory kitchens, a special baking kitchen,
Wow.
a special chocolate room. So lots of specialties there, but it's also about the science of food and nutrition and all of that.
That is absolutely amazing. There's a couple of things here talking about the juxtaposition of culture changing. You have more women getting into that area as far as chef is concerned, to be lead chefs in restaurants, major restaurants across the world. But you also have more men coming back to, which was once an all-male-dominated career of nursing, and now coming back. So those two things play into the universe of MUW, do they not?
They sure do. And we have our business programs very good. We have a flat rate MBA program of $10,000, a lot of online opportunities. Our art program is fantastic, and music also. So there's something for everybody here at the W.
I think I asked one of the other presidents at the university about some of the favorites where the classes are packed. And I was a little surprised. Kinesiology, and I think you also have a kinesiology offer there. But apparently there are a lot of young adults want to get into that.
That's right. I think physical training, physical therapy, all of those things kind of play into that. And so, and a lot of our athletes are, very interested in how our bodies work and how muscles move and all of that. So a lot of them are interested in this, but I think there's great interest in society in wellness and fitness and all of that.
So you've got a men's basketball team at MUW. The football, is that something in the future, or where do we go from there?
I don't think we'll be seeing any football here at the W. We do have 17 sports. We have soccer, we have basketball, golf, tennis, volleyball, baseball, softball, all the usuals. But I think we'll leave football to the SEC.
Well, first of all, have you put in pickleball yet? Is pickleball not part of that?
We have not, but that is something that is, of great interest in the community and here. So
Hmm.
we'll be exploring that. But I haven't seen any
All right.
varsity pickleball. I think that's more of a recreational type thing.
Yeah. So we leave you with this, that the Brightwell is not going to happen as far as that name is. That's the way at least it looks like. It has to be something with W in it for the most part. If you are a very creative, much more than yours truly, and you can come up with something that would make everybody happy, then you need to contact the office of President Nora Miller, and I would do it quickly. You said the deadline is December of this year?
Oh, no, no, it's February 13th of this year.
February 13th. Well,
So
I don't
we
know
are
why I thought you said December. It's February 13th. Okay, that wouldn't be quick.
February
February 13th,
13th.
so
So, yeah,
right around the corner,
got
you
to be
got about
quick.
a month. Yeah. All right. Well, if you need us, keep us informed, and we would be glad to put this out and do a little survey and see if we could help you out. We thank you, ma'am.
Well, thank you very much. Stay warm.
You got it. You got it. The president of MUW, Nora Miller.